Okay, hello everyone. So my name is Joanna Lopez, and today I'm going to interview Ms. Marino. Hi, Ms. Marino. What grade do you teach?
So I teach kindergarten.
Okay, so I have a couple questions for you
Mhm.
to begin my interview. So the first question is, what would be the optimum learning situation for learning?
So the optimum learning situation in kindergarten is basically just a balanced structure with play-based exploration. So young children do thrive when routines are predictable, but also having that opportunity to be very hands-on, discover, driven activities, a classroom that is filled with warmth, where they feel safe and they feel encouraged, to make mistakes and make sure that mistakes are viewed as a part of learning, and just allowing them to take those risks, build confidence, develop socially, emotionally, and academic confidence.
Yes, I agree. Okay, the second question is, what would the teacher be doing in that situation?
So for example, for me, the teacher would act as a facilitator and a guide rather than just kind of being like the source of knowledge.
Mhm.
They would model skills on how to solve problems, on how to share materials, give clear instructions and also expectations, but also provide like scaffolds for especially for students who need that extra support. So the teacher will also, circulate the classroom, make sure that she's asking open-ended questions, just to kind of spark critical thinking amongst the littles, but also observing like students very closely, just to kind of understand where their learning needs are, or if there needs to be an additional differentiated learning or instruction, just so that we're setting up every child for success.
Okay, so what would students be doing in that situation?
So, for example, students would be actively engaged, so they're not just
Mhm.
listening to you speak. This can be like they can be exploring during centers, that can be during literacy, math, art, science, sometimes even dramatic play. So they are collaborating with their peers, they're participating in whole group discussions. Some discussions might be partner based, especially like more like on the carpet or just basically like around their tables. They would be also participating in fundamental skills. So this can be through songs, through stories, through interactive like activities, while they're also developing their social skills. So they're learning to share, they're learning to take turns, they're learning how to solve conflicts using words.
Okay. What kind of learning materials would students be using?
So I believe that kindergartners, they do learn best when things are hands-on. So when you have like multi-sensory materials, so that can include like picture books, letter tiles, counting manipulatives, counters, art supplies, puzzles, um, sometimes even technology. I know that many schools now use technology as a form of learning as well. So they can be doing like an online learning program, um, and just like games to kind of get them interacted or to
Yeah.
be interacted amongst other students. Another thing that really does help is whenever they do use like real life objects and visuals,
Mhm.
just because it is important that you kind of make that connection whenever they are learning something new.
Yeah, especially since they're really small.
hmm
What would assessment look like?
So assessments in the kindergarten field would basically just be like ongoing. There's no, this is what we're going to test on this week, and then we're going to move on from it. We're always going to come back to it. This can be teachers using observational notes, checklist, just like an easy exit, like exit ticket, basically saying like, what letter sound did we learn today? And then they're going to be able to say that back to you, and you kind of keep notes of what students were able to answer the questions and what students weren't. So just kind of seeing where they are. Students might demonstrate learning by showing, telling, or drawing. because again, we have to keep in mind that most students do learn differently. So also the way that it comes out from them might be different as well. Um, and then assessments should be used basically just to kind of guide instruction. So it's not necessarily a right or wrong. It's more like this is where we need help. This is how we're going to move forward, rather than just wrong and right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That was the last interview question I had for you. I really enjoyed hearing your responses to these questions.
Thank you.
Uh, let me see.